you every time say that you are introvert. Actually, you are, because you never ask any question. You never ask. If
I'll
you are a
ask more
tutor,
questions.
you should ask many questions to the learners so that they can think about, oh my God, I don't know, I don't have the answer of this question. But every time
I
I think I use my mind, oh, next, what should I ask? What should I ask? You
I
never
am
ask.
an
We can be anything. But before being anything, we must be a good human being. How can we keep
yeah.
the Bharat Swachh? They love to visit hill stations, especially in summer vacations. And they love to drink there. They love to consume alcohol there and throw bottle anywhere. But if something is distributed at free of cost, the number of the disposal you can't count. We can easily see so many people, they love to distribute water, sweet water, sikanchi, or we can say anything. There is a dustbin, a huge dustbin. But what people do, they love to have, and after having that, they throw the disposable glasses here and there.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
I am good. What about you?
I'm fine, thank you. Welcome back. What are we talking about today?
Thank you. I will ask some questions about skills, about life,
Mhm.
about strength and weakness, which is really important. So,
Yeah,
you
let's go.
tell how your life is treating you.
Life is always good. I'm happy for all the things that I have. I'm excited for all the things that are about to come. And
Okay. Okay, now I'm going to ask my first question, and which is also very important. How important is the ability to adopt a new skill in life?
well, for every person, it will be different because everybody has a different learning curve for different subjects and different, hobbies or skills. But I would say, as long as you commit to creating an environment where you can learn a skill or you can become fluent in a particular skill, I think it's quite doable. See, there's one sentence that I always use. It might be simple, but it's not going to be easy, right? The
Yes.
best advantage is like if you want to go to the gym and you want to lose weight, it's simple because you know you have to do something for like 2 or 3 months, right? Let's say cut out sugar, junk food, sleep correct,
Mhm.
sleep right, sorry, eat the right food, like let's say proteins and avoid carbs and stuff like that. But it's not going to be easy to be disciplined to do the same thing, right? Having the
Yes, that's
discipline to
very
continue
important.
to do it all the time, that is more important.
Yes, that's very important. Nowadays, people, like everybody wants to learn something new, advanced, but they are skipping to learn some basic rules, etiquettes, manners, civic sense. These are missing inside them because when they go outside and they throw here and there anything, they do not care about environment and they do not care about their image. So these things, like these skills, we do not take them seriously, which are really important in life. People are living in a society where they maintain cleanliness, and from their society they love to throw everything here and there. From their car also, they love to throw garbage anywhere. So this is the things which everybody should learn in their life.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I
So
think
do you follow basic civic sense, or do you believe in it? When you go out,
definitely.
if you are going to the hill station, nowadays we can see so many videos on internet that people they love to visit hill stations, especially in summer vacations. And they love to drink there, they love to consume alcohol there and throw bottle anywhere. And they love to have anything and they throw wrappers here and there. So do you also do the same, or you have any personal dustbin or poly bag in which you like collect all the rubbish?
Right. So I'm not going to say I'm perfect. There are some times where I have thrown things outside and made a mess, but I do understand the concept of, making sure that my selfishness or my carelessness doesn't affect people directly, I would say, right?
Hmm.
So if I know that I'm going to be eating snacks on a road trip, or if I'm going to be, carrying a lot of food that is in plastic or paper bags, and I'm going to be traveling a long time, then yes, I do have a bag. I have bought something from Amazon. It's like a small pouch, like a trash
Ouch.
bag
Hmm.
that I can keep in the car. Like, so it is hung behind this, the backrest, the neck rest that you have on the seat, right? There
Hmm.
are pouches that come where you can hang it on the back of your seat. Okay. It doesn't affect you or your posture or anything like that, but it just hangs on the seat. So what happens is when you're eating, your visual cue is to just take the wrapper, like fold it or whatever, and then put it in the pouch instead of just opening the window and chucking it out, right? So I
Yes.
think yes, it's a good idea to have this mentality that you don't want to litter, you don't want to throw things, but a lot of times people are restricted by the resources that they have. I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm having some sort of sticky chocolate, something with sugar or something, some sort of coating, right? Now, when I'm done with that, it is common, like human behavior, to want to get rid of the packet because you don't want to keep holding it for the next 2 hours or even
Yes.
20 minutes. I'll be
Hmm.
honest. But if I have that pouch in front of me, it makes it very easy for me to fold it, put it
And
in,
to keep it
sort of
in the
use a wet
pouch.
tissue to wipe my hands or like a normal tissue to wipe my hands. So when all these resources are available, it becomes very easy for them to do the right thing. And I think this is
Hmm.
what I was trying to say about creating the environment. Because if you want to inculcate that habit in your system that, hey, I'm not going to litter and I'm not going to do something that makes a mess outside in public, right? Then you need to have these things. You need to have tissues. You need to have wet tissues with yourself. That's something to dispose. Like even a normal plastic bag is okay, like a paper carton or a plastic
Hmm.
bag where you can just dump everything in the car. And when you get to your location, whether it's a restaurant or an apartment that you have rented, you can very easily dispose of that trash that you have in the car.
Hmm.
Responsibly, you can dispose it basically, right?
Yes, of
So it's not
course.
about, see, when I see people do it, a lot of people say, oh my God, that is so disgusting. People are being selfish, they're throwing things out. I think nobody wants to do that. But if they have the
Yeah.
resources, it'll be easier for them to
Hmm.
dispose of the things more responsibly.
Yes, so we can easily see so many people they love to distribute water, sweet water, sikanchi or we can say anything. So there is a dustbin, a huge dustbin. But what people do, they love to have, and after having that, they throw the disposable glasses here and there. They don't love to throw it in a dustbin. So have you ever tried to teach the lesson to these type of people that there is a dustbin? It is already kept there. So you should try to throw it in the dustbin, not outside the dustbin. So have you ever tried to do that?
Um, I personally believe that, you
I'm not
cannot
talking
sit
about this
and
particular situation. It could be any situation.
I understand. Yeah. I've realized in the last couple of years that it's very difficult to
Change the
take
mentality of.
responsibility, yeah, and change the attitude of people, because
Mhm.
this is something that they've been doing for a very long time, right? So when I see a stranger do it, yes, it does feel like, I should go up to them and say, hey, maybe just walk 2 or 3 steps and put it in the dustbin. It's right there,
Mm.
right? So I think this comes from two things. One is when, let's say you said shikanji, right? We call it nimbu pani, at least in my family. Okay. So
Okay.
let's say we're having nimbu pani
No, that
from a
is
vendor.
ruabja. Ruabja, like they add some milk and ruabja and some sugar. So that is called ruabja. मतलब ruabja ही बोलते हैं उसको यहाँ पर तो.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So we call that ruabza as well, but we also, I think that recipe is like faluda or something.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we're talking
It
about
is
the
a different
trash, right?
thing.
Right now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if I've noticed this when people are buying it from a vendor, let's say I'm the person who's selling the drinks, whatever the drinks are, okay? You and your family come and you buy it, right? If
Not
you
by,
finish,
not. I'm not talking about the seller who is selling. They distribute at a free of cost. In
right?
summers, in Delhi, it's common. Like
Okay.
every day, you will see the people, those who are distributing water to drink
Mm-hmm.
for free. So they keep the dustbin. but still nobody wants to throw it in the dustbin. They love to throw here
Right.
and there, and you can see the huge amount of the garbage. And so
Right,
have you
like
ever
that's what I'm
tried?
saying. Like, it doesn't matter
Hmm.
whether it's selling or distributing, it doesn't matter. My point is, if it's around the stall itself, a lot of people will throw it on the ground. And
Hmm.
at least in Mumbai, it happens like there's someone who's selling idli in the morning, there's somebody who's selling some sort of snack in the morning,
Yes.
like jalebi or something, right? So usually their stall is surrounded by this sort of, disposable trays, disposable
Yes.
glasses. But in Mumbai, at least, there is this common knowledge
Sense.
that once the vendor is done selling, they are responsible for collecting all the trash around them and putting it in the dustbin.
And that is
Okay.
easy. That is easy because how many customer will come there? How many? Like 100 or 50 sometime, or like 100 only. But if something is distributed at free of cost, the huge amount of the garbage and the disposal. So the number of the disposal you can't count when something
Right.
is distributed at free of cost. So that's a very huge difference. So how can we change? How can we teach the lesson to the these type of mentality and to the people those who are doing these type of things anywhere, not in our city, in another city also? How do
Right.
you have any idea how can we teach the lesson?
So, I personally never thought about this problem.
Oh.
I have witnessed it, yes, but I do
Yes.
understand. That's why I was saying that when it comes to a vendor, people are careless because they know the vendor will clean up. It's not like people know that when they throw it, it's going to stay there for the next
Hmm.
year or something. They know it's going to be cleaned up. They just don't care whether it's cleaned up by them or somebody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because again, I don't know how things work in Delhi, but in Mumbai, the vendor clears it when they're done in the evening or whenever their stock runs out. I don't know when, right? And secondly, when it comes to just buying something from a shop, like let's say a packet of Lay's or a small bottle of Coke,
Hmm.
like the 20 rupee one, right? There, I think people have been more careless where they just drink it and then throw it on the side of the
And
road.
they throw hand it. Love
Again,
to
yeah,
play with that.
this is
Hmm.
my experience in Mumbai. Now, I think the government did a very good thing of introducing this Swachh Bharat initiative, right? So
Hmm.
I think they spent a lot on
How can we
spreading
keep it
awareness.
swatch? How can we keep
Yeah,
the Bharat swatch? do
yeah.
you do you take any initiative in it? Have you
I
ever
mean,
taken?
I take care of my own actions. If I'm traveling in a car of five people and I see somebody's just finished their food or their drink, I'll say, hey, I'll get rid of it. Can you give it to me? And then I
In
sort of
this way, I think so they are going to listen. Whenever, like in the society, people are so so arrogant, and they don't want to feel ashamed in front of anybody. So if you want to teach the lesson to these type of mentality, then first you have to set the example, that if you are doing, if you have started doing the same, and then
hmm.
people will start following you. You'll think like,
Yeah.
I'm drinking, we are throwing, and the person who is not having anything, but he's collecting all over the like glasses and plates. So then people can start thinking about it. Otherwise
Yeah, definitely.
there is no solution of it.
I think what we can do is we can sort of do research on how other countries have handled it, right? That is very
Hmm.
important because, I mean,
People
there are
are
so many.
so responsible in other countries. They take all the responsibilities. They never misuse of anything. And in India, people are so judgmental. They don't want to do anything, but they love to judge everybody. I will love to throw here and there, but I will love to judge you. So this is the mentality in India. When any foreigner come to visit India, and they go to the down part of the India, and they love to see the garbage and the like dirty river and the pond, or in this type of area they love to visit. And from there we can check and we can judge the mentality of Indian people. Which type of mentality do they have? So that's why it's very easy to know about the person, which type of person you and I am, because our gestures, our actions, our reactions shows that which type of personality do we have. And it's very important to change this type of mentality. And okay, tell me one thing. From where we can start this thing, and we can start teaching this thing to the people, to the kids, to the adult? From where we can start?
I think adults are a little more stubborn. So I think starting off with kids is a good start. Like at least we know that in the future this rule will be followed, or this
Mm-hmm.
sense of civic responsibility is ingrained in the next generation. At least that we
Mm-hmm.
can try. One thing, I'll give you an example, okay? In my society, um, this is a big problem where people would throw out trash out of the windows, or they would throw sometimes very small amounts of food when they don't want to get rid of it in their trash. So we initiated a system where we installed, I'm not part of the committee. I'm just saying in terms of my community, in terms of my
Mm.
area, like my building.
Okay.
What they did is they installed cameras on the ground floor, and a lot of them, I think 50 or 60 cameras, where some of them are pointing at the roads to make sure that the security is, for security footage, basically CCTV surveillance. And when they pointed one to the ground, they also pointed one up towards the building. So what they
Mm.
do is every day, at the end of the day, someone sits, they watch the video during lunch hours,
Footage.
dinner hours. Yeah, the footage. They look at the footage, and if they see anybody throwing things out of the window, then they register it, and then they um, put a fine up against that flat number.
Yes.
So at the end of 3 months, when the maintenance bill comes in, they add 500 or 1,000 rupees for every
It
violation
happens
that they
in my
notice.
society also. And my society is very neat and clean. Everybody loves to care about everything, but so many people still they love to spit on when they go upstairs and downstairs. What we call CD Gina in English.
Stairs, yeah.
Same? Okay. When we go upstairs and downstairs, so they love to spit anywhere. So this is what we should not do, because this is what, like, people will not teach you about these things also. You
Mhm.
should take the responsibility about it. And when we go to the public washroom, there also we misuse that. We do things here and there, and we don't love to flush the button, flush the toilet. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what people are not going to teach you. You have to think on your own. And the biggest problem in India is that in our school we are not taught in this way, that what you have to do and what you don't have to do, and how do you have to walk, and how do you have to stand at the bus stop or anywhere. We don't have these type of etiquettes and manners. So if your kids are not taught in the school, so parents must take this responsibility, and they should teach their kids how to behave outside the home, and how to do things, how to these things are really very important in life. We can be anything, but before being anything we must be a good human being with all
Yeah,
the responsibilities. So people
definitely.
are so careless, they are so selfish, they don't want to do anything. Okay, so now tell me, how can anybody be a best version of himself? What you
Um,
do to be a best version of yourself?
right. So I'm going to keep it very generic. If you realize one day that you want to go through this journey of improving yourself and becoming the best version of yourself, right? Then one thing you need to understand is what you are lacking. So let's say today I sit down and I realize that okay, I need to be the best version of myself. So I need to understand what my weaknesses are. Like, um, it could be that my body is not in
Yes.
the best shape. It could be that I'm not working hard enough to learn new skills or learn new things in my career in general, right?
Yes. Hmm.
If everything is fine in my career, I'm making enough money, I'm financially stable, I'm making the right investments, I might realize that because I'm working so much on my career, I'm losing out on my family time, or I'm not giving enough attention to my family members or my people who are close to me. So when it comes to becoming
Yeah,
your
these
best
are also
version,
important.
yeah, when you really realize that you want to be the best version of yourself, the most important part is understanding what you need to work on, right? And according to that, you can Google your resources. You can take inspiration from someone you know in the family. So maybe there is some uncle or some, maybe your grandfather, somebody who's amazing at, maintaining relationships, making everybody feel valued, making everybody feel like they can come to him for any problems that they have. So you can ask them,
Hmm.
how can I be more like you? Be very honest that, hey, I look up to you. because you have this certain personality or this certain trait, and I want to become more like that person. So, be very honest about these conversations. Go up to them, ask them for advice. Uh, you can also start observing them if you don't want to go up and tell them that specifically. Start observing what they do differently. Yeah, ask yourself, if somebody came up to you and said XYZ story, how would you handle it and how did they handle it? And then try to
Yes.
understand why they're saying certain things, right? I think it's
Exactly.
almost like, if you want to be the best YouTuber in the world, you end up shadowing the best YouTuber. You
Yes.
research it, you watch all of his videos, you understand how he
Hmm.
creates these videos, how he comes up with the ideas, and you want those skills to be in your personality or your mindset, right? So it's the same
Hmm.
thing. But the most important is promising yourself that you're going to start then on that journey to become the best version of yourself, and to do the research and understand what you are lacking, what you need to improve in yourself
Yes.
first.
Yes, yes. And I love that point where you said that making a good bond between family members and maintain the relationship, it's also very important. People are busy with making career, they want to make their identity, they want to make money, and they want to start their career or anything. But they forgot to make the good bond with their family members, even with their partners also, with their kids also. That's very important. This is how you can teach them how to make a good bond with the family members. So that's very important. S-
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have anytime you don't have any question to ask, right? Why don't you ask questions? Every time
I
I
have.
ask questions.
No, see, I have a lot of questions. I have a lot of topics that we can discuss. But
Mm-hmm.
generally, when it comes to learners who are handling YouTube and they're putting up the videos on YouTube, I would
Mm-hmm.
rather help them with questions that their viewers or their community has. Because,
Oh, this is my questions. They only every time like they are learners, so of course they would ask questions related to English. How would I ask? How would I learn English? How can I learn English? How should I start learning English? Like every time English, English, English. Like I feel irritating sometime. It irritates me many times. So whether we want to learn English, but there is no need to talk about all the every time English, 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 English. We can talk about anything, but in English itself, so that we can learn more things about life. And we are not going to talk about only in English, like only about English only. We have to talk about everything, everything. So if we know the language, if we know many things, then we can talk in English. If you know the English, how to make sentences, how to make this sentence and that sentence, but you don't know how to ask, and
yeah,
about what you are going to ask, so what is the use of that, right? And now
I
next
understand.
time I want you to ask some difficult questions so that I could learn from you, and I want myself to stuck there, and from that point you are going to teach me, right? And so that my audience also can get these difficult questions. अब इतने भी
Okay.
क्वेश्चन मतलब इतने भी डिफिकल्ट मत पूछना कि मुझे आई ना
No, but
तो
that is the point, right? To put you in
no,
a
no.
controlled
So I'm
environment in
just
an
joking. I'm
uncomfortable
just joking.
situation.
I will
Yeah.
be trying. I will be trying. No.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I want you to make some like difficult hypothetical questions, some regrets about life. Some like there are many. So
Okay.
choose some questions with simple vocabulary so that I can understand. I can give you answer.
Yeah, I will create a challenge for you in the next session. Don't worry.
Yeah, I want to face the challenges. I want to deal with it so that
Lovely.
I
I
can
like to
learn.
hear that. That's good. I'll do that.
Hmm. I want to learn. I love to be stuck in the situation where I don't know anything, because from there I start learning about things. So
Okay.
I don't know what you are going to ask. So it could be new for me. So from there I will start learning about that.
I'll give you a hint. Next time we'll talk about something to do with cars. So I
Cast,
want
cast,
vehicles, cars.
car.
Yes,
Oh, I don't have. We don't have.
exactly. That's the point.
That's a point.
So
Okay. There is a reason. There is a reason. That's why we don't have.
No problem. It won't be. I'm not going to ask you how an engine is made. Don't
No,
worry.
I can tell because we don't want to be a part of the pollution. We don't want to increase the pollution. But now my father-in-law, he every time he's ill, so that's why we are thinking to purchase that one because
Okay.
not so expensive. Like we will buy definitely from Tata brand. So like, yes, nothing else.
Don't worry. It will be a challenge. And if you want, you can do a small amount of research about some vocabulary words that you can use when you're talking about cars. But that's the only hint I'll give you. But it will be a challenge next time. Don't worry.
Vocabulary, driving. Okay, I will think. Yeah, I will think. If I will not know,
Yes,
you are there to
definitely.
teach me.
Yes,
Mhm.
definitely.
Okay,
No
sure.
problem.
You tell na you are so introvert. You are so introvert.
Yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
Yes. You every time say that you are introvert. Actually, you are because you never ask any question. You never ask. If
I'll
you are
ask
a
more
tutor,
questions.
you should ask many questions to the learners so that they can think about, oh my God, I don't know, I don't have the answer of this question. But every time
I
I think I use my mind, oh, next, what should I ask? What should I ask? You
I
never
am an
ask.
incredibly curious person. I am a person who can be social and ask challenging questions to get your brain working. No doubt about that.
Mhm.
I will do that more often. Thanks for the
Okay.
reminder.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks. Yes,
All
sure.
right. Thank you so much. I really must leave because I have to prepare for the next session. Okay.
Okay. Bye bye. Take care. Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a nice day. You as
You
well.
too.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.